May the force be with you, they said. Do or do not, they said. Yeah, well, I say, live long and prosper. Resistance, well, not really so futile. And I say that because tonight, that's right. This isn't going to be a Star Wars thing. What are you, crazy? No. Instead, we're flipping to the other side, and we're going to have us some Star Trek shenanigans. In this little simulator, we are the captain, taking Picard's place, carrying out missions. As far as I understand it, this game does not have an actual end. It carries on into infinity. But when we see one particular mission, that's where we're going to cease it, because as far as I'm concerned, that's the mission of the game. And I'm pretty sure you guys will know just what that is when we actually reach it. Let's allow this to... well, okay, maybe not. There we go. And we're greeted with Federation emblems and Captain Picard's shiny head. The colony on planet Iconia must be evacuated immediately. A firestorm is on a direct course for the colony. Do I have an active pause key? Well, I have the menus up at the moment. That's why it's not moving, but I want to see if I have a pause key someplace. I probably don't, do I? Only reason I want to pause is there are time limit implications here. Control P, maybe? Okay, I can just hit start. Okay, so the missions described to you will pretty much dictate a certain course of action that you should take. And first off, I'm going to save state right here, so that I may display the basics. You'll notice 5 comm badges. Lieutenant Worf. He's responsible for the raising and lowering of shields and weapons. Now, we're not actually going to want shields. We're not going to want shields or weapons for this, so we'll see that later. There we go. Okay. So data handles our course, our sensors, and our orbit operations. The Forge allows us to monitor our power level, boost a system, and repair a system if it's damaged, which we can actually dictate should that situation arise. Chief O'Brien, of course, is our transporter chief. He will allow for beaming up, beaming down, and the handling of intruders should that occasion arise. Commander Riker is completely and utterly useless. He'll remind you of the mission if you do forget, and that's how you can see your chronometer. You'll never need the chronometer if you know what you're doing. But as you can see, once we hit the mission end date, time runs out and we fail. So now I'm going to reload state so that we have all of our time back. And as you just read on Riker's interface, we need to go to Iconia to beam out a settlement. How does that look in our context? Like this. First, we're going to want data to get us to Iconia. Now, the higher your warp, the faster you'll be able to get to your destination. But be warned, the higher the warp, the higher chance you run into a temporal rift. And that runs into its own problem. I'm always going to do warp 9 wherever possible, so we might see that eventually. Okay, now if you see the planet that close, you're close enough to make orbit. Here's how that looks. In the early stages of the game, you'll fly here at roughly half impulse. All you got to do is center yourself as best you can, and if you see the planet on the left, you're in standard orbit, counterclockwise around. And now that we're here, you'll see a target when you talk to Chief O'Brien for beam up. But before we do that, LaForge can help us. See this grid? You can change the circuit pathways to manipulate them. On the right, or on the left, the T is for transporter. The middle S is shields, and the right P is phasers. In the event of a tie, the system that is rightmost will get the boost. In any event, the boost will double the power of whatever system takes it, and you can only have one at a time. You boost another system after you've boosted one, it will override. So, here we go. Now that we have the transporter boosted, and the status even shows that, look how fast that beam shoots up. On the right side. Get power to max and you've successfully beamed up your target. You gotta go to whichever one has the lock. As you can see, as you get closer, alright, so we've got the colonists. Wait a few seconds. And success. We had more than moments to spare, but in any event. You start out at rank ensign, and you're given passwords for each. The password lore, Data's bad seed brother. After so many missions, you'll get promoted. Let's move on. The Federation Lycia colony is under siege. Proceed quickly to prevent an enemy invasion of the colony. Okay, so we're gonna have to fight. And also with you, Chibi. This time we are gonna want shields, and we are gonna want phasers. So you have a choice here heading into this. You can boost shields, or you can boost phasers. I generally opt to boost phasers. So this time we're aiming to the right. Pay attention to the sparks, pay attention to the pathways. And I screwed that one up. Okay, we're still good. So because phasers have the most, they get the boost. And now that we're there, we need to head to Lycia. And here we go. Now, in order to maneuver the ship, you have to have the comlink off. Data is literally just saying, oh, for the love of fuck, that's a Romulan warbird. Data is literally just saying that there's an enemy ship here. Now, if I'd remembered that this was a Romulan invasion description, I would have put my shields up instead. That's okay, this just means every hit damages the Romulans twice. Now if you start to see LaForge's comm badge flash, you're in a little trouble. And if you listen very carefully, there are red alert scenarios for O'Brien, LaForge, and Data. That is a disabled Romulan warbird. Clear all the enemies out, and you clear this mission. Hey, promotion. Alright. An asteroid is on a collision course for the planet Rigel 3. Evacuate the expedition before the planet is destroyed. Now, there's a little bit of a trick to this, and I'll explain it as we go. First and foremost, we're going to need phaser power. Now that we're Lieutenant, we get 4 sparks. And there's no bonus for funneling all of them, unfortunately. Now because we boosted phasers, we've saved ourselves the trouble of manually raising weapons. Alright, next up, to Rigel. Now the mission goal is to bring up the inhabitants. But if you go straight to that, you're actually not going to save the planet before it gets blown up. To use your impulse engines, comlink has to be up. To maneuver, must be off. What you want to do is get right behind it at half impulse power, because that's the speed that the asteroid is going. And just blast it to oblivion. Now, you've pretty much eliminated the need to beam up the colonists, right? Except for the fact that the game doesn't see it that way. The mission is quite specifically said to be beam them up. So now, we're going to override the boosted system and get the transporters up this time. It would have taken roughly twice as long to blow up that asteroid had we not boosted the phasers. Now we need to get in orbit. Uh-oh. Try not to let your proximity rating go above 3. And you can see at the bottom how many columns represents how many hoops you have to go through. Time to get the colonists. Here we go. Only 5 of them this time. Who is it? You? Okay. And... Alright, they're all pretty close to one another this time. If you're paying attention as you move to where these guys are running around at, it'll make your life easier as far as determining what the lock is telling you as to who's next. There you go. Again, we didn't have to do that in the grand scope of reality, but hey, to satisfy the fleet. A freighter near planet Malona 4 reports that it is under attack. The safe arrival of this freighter at its destination is imperative. So, it's more or less a rescue mission. I'm not taking my chances this time. First, we need to raise weapons. We're going to boost shields, so that's going to handle our problem there. Yeah. So boost shields. Give us twice the defensive power. Okay, now, time to head for Malona. Fortunately, you'll be dropped right near it. And that is a Ferengi Marauder. Those guys are actually pretty easy to deal with. Yeah, so if a silent flasher... Now, if you have your shields up, that system will be the first to take damage, which means repairs will automatically be centered on that system, giving you that little bit extra power. Surely we're eventually going to be put in a situation where we see that, so don't fret if you're curious. Okay, so Krios has the same description as that Romulan invasion. So I'm going to show a slightly more advanced technique here. First, because it's Romulans, we're going to boost shields. You don't have to be on the top half to manipulate your sparks the way you want to. Oh, I screwed that up. I gotta do that again. It's been a while since I've really had to pay attention to this. Okay, shields. And that's not how to get shields. There we go, now we'll get it. Excellent. Alright, we're already armed. So we need to go to Krios. What we're going to do is stop one system before that. The reason for that being, if we run into major trouble, we have somewhere that we can retreat to at Warp 1 if we have to. The warp engines get damaged bad enough, we're going to need that insurance. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, sometimes you'll run into a system that has more Romulan ships. You do not want that business. There is no one here. All right. Let's talk to LaForge for a minute. So yeah, you can dictate which system goes under repair first. First one damaged gets first crack always, and that's always going to be shields. That's how you're able to make them last a little bit longer. The systems are listed in order of priority. Warp drive can actually never fall below 10%. If life support hits 0, you're gone. Alright. Now that we're all patched up, we know we need to go to Panthara in the event of a quick escape. It's extremely difficult to fight while moving, so you're best off honestly sticking around. The AI is a bad enough aim that you can get away with that. As soon as you touch any of the ships that are attacking anything, they'll divert their attention directly to you and off of what they were focused on before. For example, that freighter. The one Ferengi still followed it, because I hadn't attacked it yet. Don't let torpedoes hit you if you can avoid it. Even with boosted shields, it's not a happy thing. Pretty sure there's 2 of them. Is there only one? Oh, there is only one. Cool. You have to ideally, if you can, you got to destroy one of the ships before you warp off to recover, because if you don't, that ship will regain all of its power, and you'll have to start again. So hold out and take out one ship if you can, and then do what you must. I've made it to Lieutenant Commander. Now things are going to get a little tougher, and a few additional missions will come our way. An ambassador from Rigel 3 must prevent a war on planet Catan. The ambassador is currently aboard the USS Monitor. Okay. I do not remember if there are enemies to put up with, so I'm going to get ready to fight. I'm gonna bring some phaser power on. That way they stay boosted even when I bring the shields down to make the transport. Five sparks now. Okay. We're ready to go. First, align your course and heading with the monitor. There's nothing going on here, so we'll drop shields. The ambassador is going to be a stationary target, so we're not going to need a transporter boost. We're not going to need to do some serious tracking. Alright, we've retrieved our man. It's time to move on. Next course is to Catan. Are we near the planet? Looks like we are. You want to try and get the sides of the hoop just above the arrows on the sides there. Pretty good. Now that we're orbiting the planet, beam down the ambassador, which is literally just hit the button. There we go. That's 6 missions. We're doing good here. Deliver generators from Tarsus 4 to the colony on planet Risa. The life support systems on the colony are failing rapidly. So first, Tarsus, and then Risa. No special preparation this time. Orbit planet. By the way, the controls are not inverted vertically, so you can tell I'm stretching a little bit to get that done. These are stationary targets, so I don't need to boost the transporter or anything fun like that. Now if you let go, the hold will weaken some until you get it back on. The last one's off left. Now, break orbit. You'll break at half impulse. Just be aware of that in case you don't want to move. And now the vacation planet Risa. So we'll need to orbit a second time. Send him down. And done. Yeah, cadet, because this is quite literally a training simulator. Okay. An asteroid is about to destroy a Romulan outpost near Krios. Now my first question is, why does this matter to us? Destroying the asteroid will help our relationship with the Romulans. Or will it now? Well, if that's the case, I guess we better. Yeah, no, nor would they. So as far as I'm concerned, we're violating the Prime Directive here. Couldn't get them both. Not that it matters, we just need a simple majority, and that's pretty easy to accomplish with 5. Well, to Krios we go. Well, let's find us an asteroid. If we can. Catch up to it with full impulse. Wait for it to shake a little bit, that's how you know you're getting close. We're a little distant from it, but that's okay, we can still hit it. Yeah, hullabaloo and howdy do. Yeah, for now. Talarian vessels are rapidly approaching planet Iconia. This invasion is a direct violation of our peace treaty with them. Talarian. This is actually going to be pretty fun. First of all, like in any tactical situation, we need shields. We also need phasers. Now, we don't need a lot of phasers, but we're going to get a lot of phasers anyway. You'll see what I mean momentarily. Bear in mind, up to this point, we've seen Romulans, we've seen Ferengi. Romulans are just tougher, period. Ferengi have better maneuvering. See how hard they're getting knocked with this little phaser fire? Three of them, huh? Not even in numbers are those guys any good. Basically, compared to everything else you fight in the game, these guys are a joke. We are up to Commander. Federation officer is being held hostage in Sector Amanugi. Okay. There's exactly one Ferengi ship. Now this time it's a little more sensitive. We do not want to destroy the ship until we've taken the ambassador with us. So, here's what we got to do. We're of course going to give ourselves weapons capabilities. But our power needs to go to the transporter. Because once we disable the Ferengi ship, we need to act quick. And obviously with the promotion comes another spark. Make sure you are very quick to notice when the Ferengi ship stops moving. If you are not, you risk blowing it up. He got one off on us. As soon as he makes one of his quick little close moves like that, turn around the bend. That way you can get your lock back on him. Now if you've hit him this much already, be careful how many times you hit him now. Oh, fuck. Shit. Well, there he goes. Fortunately, there's no long-term detriment to you failing a mission. I got a little too careless. Oh well, let's try again. Romulan warbirds and a blockade around Melona. Another treaty violation, but this time around they've got the firepower to back it up. Which means we're going to need to come in very much prepared. Alright, that's enough. Good. Now remember the strategy from earlier. You did say Iconia, right? Oh, Melona. Oh, good. Alright. Let's see if we can establish stability around Catan first. Nope. Nope, now would be a good time to get out of here. Unlucky breaks both times I've tried to do this. It's a brighter green. Anyone else? Nope. Okay, so if we get into big trouble, we can head to Amanugi. No doubt I've got 3 warbirds targeting me here. So depending on the damage done to our systems, I may need to fly out of here after I take this first one down. And before you ask, flying into orbit of a planet will not help you. It'll just make you a sitting duck. The shields have not faltered yet. When that happens, Worf will say something. Got one. Who else? Alright, I think it may just be the 2. I'd love to know how the shields are doing right now. They're probably pretty low. We've taken a nice hot round of phaser fire. Oh yeah, 21%. See, the destruction missions are easier because you don't have to have any restraint. Alright, this is another one where you've got to be sensitive. It's only one Klingon ship. Weapons up. Boost shields. Actually, no. Boost transporter. Is again same as we would have done with the ambassador. We need to be quick to beam them out. Okay, got it. You gotta sit it through, otherwise the boost will not hit. Good. Good, 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 good. Tarsus. Ow. Alright, these guys are just all around difficult. To a point, they're harder to fight than the Romulans are. Keep hitting them with drive-by taps if you can. Because if you get them with a full flurry, you risk what happened with the ambassador. Oh no. Alright, what is it, Worf? Intruders. Where are you? They're on different decks. That's the worst part. Okay, we managed to disable the Klingon ship. How long it stays disabled is anybody's guess. So, here we go. God damn it, where's my... There. Okay. Oh, fucking A. We got the intruders. State of repair. Alright, they didn't do much damage. They hit the transporter for a piece. They hit the phasers for a piece. None of that matters. Repairs are going on. Let's get us some hijackers while the ship is still disabled. Now, if the transporter were to be damaged all the way down to 0, and there are still intruders aboard, it would literally just be a matter of time. Now, where did we send the intruders? Into the deep vacuum of space, or what? So that is pretty much what should have happened on the Ambassador mission. Looks like Catan's got itself a Romulan siege. We know what to do by now, so let's just get at it. Excuse me. A little shaky, but we got it. Catan. Maybe third time will be the charm. Let's head for Panthara. Oh, good. Well, they got a decent hit in on our shields, so we... Huh? What? Where's the third one? Oh, there he is. Make no mistake about it, they're still a joke. But I'll give them credit where credit's due. They caught me off guard with that one. Matter of fact, it would have been enough to damage at least one system if I hadn't boosted shields. Alright. We need to sit here and wait this out. We're not going into a Romulan dogfight with less than full power. Anyway, there are two other red alert scenarios that can happen. Data will have one come up that says that another ship came out of orbit. And LaForge will have one that says life support is failing, you need to fix it, like, right now. If we don't see either of those, I'll explain them then. But yeah, at this point, we're just aiming to get to Captain, and then get that big mission. What else? So yeah, you can't use the transporter with the shields up. That's just Star Wars, or Star Trek standard. Star Wars. We all know what day it is. You can fire up to 2 photon torpedoes at a time, depending again on damage. If you guys have seen my playthrough of EGA Trek, which had to have been at least a year ago now. But yeah, basically the more damaged the system is, the less usable it is. It's pretty standard for any game like this. Okay, by the time we warp over, we'll be at full power. So let's get to it. We know there are Romulans, so we're not going to wait. Got the preemptive strike on one of them. If the other ones start firing torpedoes, there's really not much we can do about it. If you leave the other Romulans alone for now, they won't target you heavily. They'll keep their eyes on the planet. But yeah, don't engage them all at once. Okay, so far so good. The only exception is if you're trying to find a safe spot and you invade somebody's territory. Then, much like the Talarians did to us when we invaded them and they caught me off guard, they'll focus on the intruder because there's no mission for them. These guys, their mission is to siege the colony. They won't divert from that unless they're provoked. That's why running into Romulans under that particular guise will get you killed. The USS Cochrane has issued a distress call from Vulcan. Renegade Klingons loyal to the Juras family. Alright, so we're going to have to make our attack runs very, very quick. Now, mainly we're only going to be fighting one Klingon at a time. So, I'm going to assign our extra power to the phasers. Again, the phasers are easiest in the case of a tie. Whatever's further right will take it. Like right there, with that third one, we just guarantee that the phasers get it. Yeah, we're not going to need to beam anybody. We're primarily fighting one of these guys at a time. Shouldn't need that much shield power. Especially given the fact that we are showing no restraint here. Okay, now what? Where's our ship? Yep. He's got more. As soon as you tap them, kill your engines. Hang in there, I'm coming. There. Now he'll want us. And he'll leave the Cochrane in peace. That's right. Fire at me. I'll show you a good fucking time. The rendezvous doesn't really matter at this point, but just for good measure. If I'm counting right, this next mission should get us to Captain. And we've got the Klingon hijacking. By the way, even though the intruder's red alert happening can be canonically explained by what was going on, it was actually a random event. I just drew a bad card at that point. There. Transporter's gonna get enough. It's only one ship. I'm not that worried about safety. I don't know where he is. Got him. That's the hard part starting out. Alright, now we're starting to take on water. The Forge's comm badge is flashing, which is never a good sign. But there's no alert sound behind it. So it's just system damage. Something we can live through for the moment. Now once the shields start fully giving way, aka they hit zero, Worf will speak. He's on the far left. Now I don't know how intruders got on the ship with my shields up. Oh. Alright, there we go. Now the shields are collapsed. Yeah, there you go. The shields went all the way down there. We're going to need power on the transporters more than anything else right now. Doesn't look like the damage on the transporters is slowing us down much. Got him. This should do it. Now do not blow this ship up. If you do, the mission fails. You may have natural inclination to do it if it's the Ferengi ship, and once you get the ambassador, you're totally fine to do that. But that ship has to get back to the Klingons. Okay, now that we're captain, Be on the lookout for that big mission. I'm going to go, at the very most, a total of 2 hours, so that's 49 minutes. If we don't see it, then c'est la vie. Communication with Starbase and Catan has been lost. Romulan mission. They may come directly after us unless they're actually trying to nuke the starbase. Either way, not a chance we're going to take. So, weapons up. Work for shield boost. 7 sparks this time. Shields have it, that's guaranteed. Okay, good. We were fortunate with Panthara previously. On 2 occasions, as I recall. Data's not flashing, so there's nothing here. That's the ideal situation. Now that we know there's nothing here, we can get to Panthara at whatever warp we have to. Oh, fuck. We have to go to Panthara. We have no choice. There was a red alert behind JEDI. Every few seconds, the life support system is going to drop by 4%. We have to get exactly 1 spark into each of those to fix the system. Only 3 will come down. We need to recover life support, first and foremost. While that's going, give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay. We had even less time than we normally might with that one because repair focus was on shields. Oh. It didn't seem like the other Romulans were coming straight for us. Nothing else going on. Alright, let's get back to what we were doing. The only other red alert in the game is Data's, which just says another ship comes out of warp. Looks to me like everybody else is still focused on the star base. Damn it. I knew Geordi's comlink was flashing a little bit early before. There's no way I was... Oh, god damn it. Worf's red alert, which means we got fucking them too. Fortunately, we can do this with our shields up. And thankfully, there's only 8 decks to maneuver. Real Enterprise has a lot more than that. If the transporter power drops to 0 during this sequence, we will be unceremoniously bumped off. More intruders there are, the higher a proportion of damage can be done. We have drawn a number of nasty, nasty cards. I'd really love to be able to go after the Romulans right now. Now, I don't know whether red alerts can happen repeatedly in a mission or if they can only happen once per. Yeah, this is pretty much the reality of it, gang. I am highly considering finishing Rayman 2 tonight as well. I was really hoping to have Shadow and Coma here for DK64, but unfortunately they are currently unavailable. Okay, it's go time. And once again, maybe third time's the charm. Here's hope and fingers crossed. I never acknowledged the Forge's repair completions, so I'm not going to know if anything takes damage unless I look or listen for Worf. Oh. The flashing synchronization just changed. I wonder if the Forge has a new message. I'm not checking it during combat. He tried to hit me twice. Got one, finally. Who's up? Make sure they don't blow up the starbase. Trade secret. If you escape, the starbase recovers too. So I probably should have done that, but I'm already midway through battle with this guy and I've got a major score to settle with him. The fact that I am now engaging him for the third time. Where is he? Uh-oh. Here's that scenario. Alright, this is going to play like the orbit. But if you do not complete the orbit, you fail immediately. And as captain, we're going to have a fast, hard orbit. Got to orbit around a star. Okay, now we're on Panthara. The other cool thing is if you survive this, all of your systems turn intact. But are we still raised? Yes, good. So we don't have to sit and wait for anything. We've got our power back and there is only one Romulan ship left. Oh, this mission alone nearly took us 20 minutes. Where you at? There you're at. Got him. Damn, that was a bear and a half. Romulan blockade, Tarsus. Actually, you know what? I wonder something. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can get missions we haven't gotten yet. Nope. Alright, we haven't had this yet. But it's pretty much the same. Regardless, I want to have some fun. We haven't battled the Ferengi en masse yet. Good. If you haven't figured out by now, every mission starts with systems all fully operational. Uh-oh. They're all gonna fire at us. Fortunately, the heightened boosters allow us to give them a pretty swift pounding. Okay, what else is available? This is the mission, guys. Unidentified ship near planet Amanugi. Okay. No special preparation. Pay very close attention to this because I'm not going to have very much time to explain it until we reach a break point. That was a Borg ship. And we need to make this quick. If that caution is flashing, you need to stabilize quickly or the orbit will fail. I'll fully explain everything in a minute, once I get to safety. Okay, so here's what we just did. We went to Amanugi to investigate the ship. It's Borg. The most dangerous ship at this time. We go back to Earth. It followed us there. We beamed aboard a virus designed to take the Borg out. And then we got out of Dodge before it could damage us. Don't worry, the Earth is safe. Now we have to beat the Borg up enough to beam that virus down to them. But first, we have to recover. Actually, you know what? No, we don't. We need to get ready to fight. I'm going to set our boost to the phasers. This is going to be the last mission, by the way. After this, I'm going to break the stream, take some quick recoup, and probably come back to finish Rayman 2, but not completely decided yet, so don't hold me. Okay, phaser boost is going to happen. Okay. Back to Earth. It's time to fight. Obviously, if you watch the show, the Borg want to assimilate Earth. Where are they? There they are. Keep your phasers trained on them. Watch for their torpedo fire. They will fire in a quick stream. Keep firing for about, I want to say 12 rounds on the boosted phasers. You're not going to be able to flat out destroy them this way. As soon as you are ready. Drop shields. Drop virus. And watch the fireworks. And I believe that is every mission in this game. Been a long time, and that was tough. I don't even feel like I need redemption from the ambassador incident, but that's okay. Well, I mean all of the passwords have something to do with somebody in Star Trek. But interestingly enough, yes, they chose Vosh for that rank. Makes all the sense in the world, really. Well, Vosh is... Yeah, okay. Well, in the Star Trek universe, Vosh is the one-time love interest of Captain Picard. They'd met on the vacation planet Risa, and so the adventures began. Anyway, that's enough, I think that's enough slapping the Jedi faith for one session. Hope you all enjoyed, and... if I am not back for Rayman 2 tonight, it will definitely happen tomorrow. So, regardless, hope you enjoyed. Have an Alpha night. And may the 4th be with you.